Hi, this is God Lily, and I'm in Mike Brown's house, and he is our political analyst and a historian on Livewire, One Blunt Radio TV, and we'll be seeing more of him in more of a professional atmosphere. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just show him at his home, relax, so he can relax. He's a truck driver by trade, and he's often on the road, so we don't catch him home often. So we're gonna ask him to I'm gonna let him tell a little bit about himself to you, and then he'll tell you what his opinion is about one of his subjects today. So we're gonna tune in to Mike, and Mike is gonna talk to us. Mike, can you tell us about yourself?
Well,
in a short version of your history.
I'm kind of how can we say, occupied with trying to envelop my life in some progressive and successful endeavors, achieve certain goals, lifetime goals, in physical and mental aspects of life, spiritual aspects. I try to keep up with a lot of things of relevance, some things ridiculous, like all this talk about the economy, I mean, and the tax repeals, extensions.
So what do you think about that, the tax repeal, the unemployment, or the tax deferral that they gave the rich for 2 years? What's your opinion on that as our political analyst?
Well, I look at it like this. Our president, Barack Obama, is in a very difficult position that any man can be in the United States. He's got a lot of obstacles, a lot of confrontational situations that he has to deal with. Now, he can't just rub a lamp or say a magic word and everything falls in place. He can't straighten out the mess that this country is in.
Well, maybe they thought he was Jesus and he could work some miracles. The economy would have been failed so bad if he hadn't took over and did what he did. So maybe they think he's Jesus or a genie or something.
Well, exactly. I mean, I would have to think that he is some kind of extraordinary intellectual, motivated Superman myself. I mean, I knew it was me, I'd have blown my gasket a long time ago.
Yeah, me too. But they're waiting for him to blow his gasket. But now, do you think he made the right choice? Everybody's talking about he messed up. He done gave the rich a 2-year extension on their tax cut, but just so that he can extend the unemployment for the middle class and the poor. So what do you think?
I think if that is truly the case, that's the most practical and brilliant political move.
So I think that the people that is against that must be against and hate the poor. And those are the ones that should lose their job. What you think about them?
Yes, I believe that.
Why do we keep voting people in that won't do their job? And then they're against us, the people that vote them in.
I really can't understand that psychic. It's like you were telling me about some woman you met from England who is kind of her mind is in a mindset where you can never be of a certain class because of your birth. Like, they just consider status and class as something that's
more important than a human life.
A reality.
Yeah.
It's actually it's an illusion. It's the elite. All right, the powerful. They're only powerful and elite because
of us,
of the people that are supposed to be commoners and peasants.
That's right.
We make them the elite. We make them the powerful. If we do not keep the wheels of financial and economical progress moving,
they wouldn't have anything.
They don't have anything.
That's right.
Their values will be absolutely meaningless.
That's true.
You see?
Mm-hmm. Well,
we the so-called poor and impoverished of the world.
but we're the ones that keep the wheels turning because we're the workers. We're the workers.
We're the ones
The
that
worker
have
ants.
been brainwashed into giving value to their illusions.
Mm-hmm.
You see, you take for instance a lot of stuff which we think is so precious. Your reality is can't be precious because it's disposable. You see, its value is lost within a year. So how can it be so precious? How can it be so valuable? What can be so valuable that it devalues within a year?
So, in other words,
an illusion.
Yeah.
Nothing but this smoke. Hey, look.
So now, since Obama took the lesser evil, that's how I look at it. He took the lesser evil. He took a deal so that the majority of the people will have a little bit of something to keep going, to survive, so they won't be devastated.
Yes.
Because now we still have an extension on unemployment, and we still have the same tax benefits that we had last year, so people get more money back on their taxes and things like that. So and now they're griping about on TV that he gave the rich back all that money. But what you think he's supposed to do?
Well, you know,
if he argued with them, we would still be tied up, and the benefits would quit, and everybody would be just more devastated.
Yes. Well, see, it's like this. See, the people in the United States here.
We so easy to forget.
We're morons, man.
Yeah. Well, that's
you know, see, because number one, we refuse to accept information that's contrary to what we've been programmed to believe.
Right.
See, rather than choose the intelligent thing. I say, for instance, I talked with one gentleman who just went into. I was trying to present the facts of healthcare to him, the healthcare reform to him, and it just brought out his.
What is some of the facts of the healthcare reform, so that we can give them a sample of what's going to be for the future? Do you have it handy?
Of course I do.
Well, just give us a few facts that you got. The myths and then a fact, just one.
Okay. Well, let's see. You hit on the myths. I do have a thing on the myths, but I wasn't prepared.
Okay. Well, then the fact.
So I just have the facts here.
Give us the first one on there, and then we can.
Okay. Now, this is some of the information which a lot of people don't seem to be aware of about the health care plan, the most average person. Okay. Now, what this is, it establishes a patient's bill of rights. And the first one, it prevents insurance companies from canceling your policy if you get sick. Right now, insurance companies can retroactively cancel your policy when you become sick if you or your employer made an unintentional mistake on your paperwork.
And that's happening to a lot of people, they said.
Yeah, it's happening to a lot of people. It stops insurance companies from denying coverage to children with pre-existing conditions, which is happening quite a bit.
Yes.
Well, it started in September. Discrimination against children with pre-existing conditions will be banned. You know, they have been banned. Now, number 3, prohibits setting lifetime limits on insurance policies issued or renewed after September 23rd. No longer will insurance companies be able to take away coverage at the very moment when patients need it most. More than 100 million Americans have health care coverage that imposes lifetime limits on care. Okay? Number 4, phases out annual dollar limits on coverage over the next 3 years. Even more aggressive than lifetime limits are annual dollar limits on what an insurance company will pay for your health care.
So what does that mean, you think?
Well, it means like for people with medical costs that hit these limits, the cost, you know.
They won't pay no more, and you got to pay the rest out of pocket.
Yeah. Now, say
and then you die if you don't got it.
Yeah, like say you had a policy all your life, or say for 20 years.
Like some of the things you had,
money in the bank and the interest on in the bank or an investment in which the interest would earn more than what the those 20 years of paying that insurance premium.
Yeah, but they want to make it against the law not to even have health care. So, but anyway, we're gonna
Well, now, let me
go ahead.
continue, because there's 6 of them. I'm almost finished. It allows you to designate any available participating primary care doctor as your provider. And this is, they say you'll be able to keep the primary care doctor or pediatrician you choose and see an OB-GYN without referral.
Oh yeah.
Now see, that's one issue in which people like Glenn Beck and Pope Limbaugh,
Poke Limbaugh. That's good.
Constantly trying to make people think that Obama's reforms are trying to force them into going to somebody other than they choose. And
right.
That's not true.
Oh, like they was gonna lose their doctor and they gonna lose everything and they gonna let your grandmother die and all that crap. Yeah. And I'm in the elderly situation, and my insurance is much better now that Obama did the health care. I only pay $1.10 for my medicines. Where could I have done that before?
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead.
And as it was just stated in one of these items of the Bill of Rights, let's see, lifetime limits. That comes like under the lifetime limits. If the opposing people who oppose to the healthcare reform have it their way, well then all that fears that Limbaugh and Beck are putting in your ear about your grandma getting the plug pulled, well, that's going to occur because it's already occurring.
Right.
With your limits. All right.
Okay.
Now, number 6, removes insurance company barriers.
We're going to take a break.
Oh, okay.
And this is God Lily signing off, and we'll be right back.